And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the PiGosaur Monday number 5. Welcome to the round of 16. And we have a fresh series for you because spawning in the top right-hand corner of Ultra Love, we have the South Korean Zerg player, the Red Zerg, representing Team Falcons. It is Solar. Not Bomyoja. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the American, I think? Canadian? American Protoss. It is Hupsaiya. I keep forgetting. It's one or the other. Hold on, let me just double check that. American. Okay, there we go. Here we go. We have another ZvP for you, and we're loading into Ultra Love. I do love to see it. Again, the ley lines, the vortexes, the blue. There's a lot of blue, but also a lot of choke points as well. This is one of the maps that does look one of the most turtly in the map pool. A lot of choke points, a lot of ramps, a lot of towers that can be knocked down to fully wall off locations. And we could end up in a longer game state, typically, especially in a matchup like a ZvT. But in this matchup, I'm a little bit less certain of that. We'll see. We'll see how Hupsaiya does approach this. I will quickly set up the predictions. If you're in the chat, Gamba, get your Gamba going. Get your Gamba going here. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will take the series as I quickly set up the player names. Hupsaiya. Blue. Bam. Beautiful. Also, Protoss OP. apparently. Aye. Here we go. Also, as we get into this, a big shout out to Blake who's in the chat. Thank you so much, God. Thank you so much for subscribing for 14 months. We do appreciate it. Thank you so much. Gracias, papi, gracias. Appreciate the support as always. As we are settling into our game. Settling in. For now, Hatch Gas Pool, standard opener out of Solar. Getting to his own early link production and droning up. Likewise across the map, just a gate expand setup here by the Protoss player. Pylon gets thrown down. The Pylon is closer to the main Nexus. That tells us that it could be some hidden tech, but it is going to be, never mind, a Stargate opener. So everything looking normal so far. Stargate into, I imagine, Oracle. Hupsaiya is known for being very aggressive though. Very aggressive, very cheesy. So he might take a bit of a turn. Similar to Bomyoja, we might be seeing a Void Ray opener instead of an Oracle. We'll see what he goes for. As Solar does go for the third. Taking control of the Zelnagas. But now it is just going to be droning up. Threatening a dive. Gets eyes on the would-be third. Gets eyes on the lack of extra gases, no crazy tech. Hupsaiya is going to be going Oracle first. Okay, we have confirmation. So far, standard opener, standard play. It's going to be an Oracle opener. We'll see where Hupsaiya takes us from here. Meanwhile, again, Solo just slowly easing his way into our game. Just droning, saturating, keeping up with the Adepts. Tumor goes down. Not a bad pickoff. Adept does get a tumor. Who is who? True. For those that are curious, the reason why this says Bomyoja and not Solar is because it's the PTR. Because we're casting on the PTR and not on the main SE2 client, because the application that we use for the intros, it doesn't like the PTR, or the PTR doesn't like it, so it's a little bit buggy, but it's all good. What's important is that we still get the fanfare. We still get the trumpets. It's beautiful. It's okay. We'll make do. Zingze will attempt to cash in a Adept. The first Adept is going to go down. Oracle's forced to spend their energy. Hupsaiya getting his third base, taking up into a Forge and Twilight Council. So far, I mean, standard game. I'm impressed. Not going to lie. Very impressed here. Standard setup, triple Oracle into a third, into +1, and I imagine Blink. It could be charged. I mean, we have a decision to be made here from Hupsaiya. Outside of that, is being active, is moving out. And Solo, likewise, just running up. Saturating his bases, layers on the way, safety Roach Warren as well at around the 5-minute mark. Nothing too wild yet. Everyone is Boneyard. Exactly, exactly. Easy Korea AI. Oh no. Not again, Pappy, not again. Not like this. As Hupsaiya does move out with his initial 5 Adepts and 3 Oracles. As he moves out, Lings, they do get across the map. Going for the mineral line. 1 or 2 probes going down. Nice PiGosaur out of Solar. Likewise, Queen's getting caught out as well. Flash Transfuse, 1 Queen is going to go down. Not just 1, getting the 2nd and soon to be the 3rd Queen as well. Ah, not quite. Lings, they've won the Adepts. Additional Queens have arrived. And Solar holds. Solar, he does hold, doesn't lose any workers, forced the fight out in the open. Can now freely take another base. Joining up, taking extra gases. No higher tech yet here for Solar. Does have the lair and he's taking extra gases. This could be for Aspire for mutas or for Hydras instead. What's it gonna be? I wouldn't be opposed to Spire play here going into Mass Muta, but still keep my eye on Solar. Okay, it's gonna be +1 range. Roach speed is investing into Roach production. And hasn't thrown down anything else yet. Just pure Roach. Is just going to be Roach Ravager. Hupsaiya vying for map control, pushing onto creep. Solar playing it safe. Roaches, they do arrive in time. Stasis traps are set up. Solar does bait them out. Bait out the first trap. There's another behind this. At the same time, Lings, they get into the mineral line. 3 probe kills. Once again, Solar getting damage done. There's no shield battery here back at home, or there's no setup. Lings, they hit the natural. And they will barely break in. Nope, barely not. There was a defensive warp in. But Hupsaiya is not really gaining much ground here out on the map. Not able to really trade well against the Roach Ravager. And Solar's committing, just making purely Roach Ravager behind this. Ay, ay, ay. Cutting workers at 68 and he's pushing. Yeah, he's moving out with a Roach Queen Ravager push. Or just really a timing and all in here on 3 bases. Another movement! No! Oh my god! Hupsaiya, calm down! A brutal move command. Shield batteries are on the way, but the army's already here. Solar, he's maxed. He's maxed out. Essentially 200 supply. The Queens have arrived. Fun fact, ahead of time, Hupsaiya could have knocked down that tower and tried to wall off, but alas, the 4th base is exposed. And Solar, he's knocking down the 4th, and he can just keep pushing from here. Gets the Archon, Stutter steps forward, zones away the Stalkers. And Solar can just keep going and just hammer down that Archie. And push towards the 3rd. Back at home, Hupsaiya just now getting into Immortal production. He was just stuck on purely Stalker. Wasn't able to slow down the push. And wasn't able to like force Solar to turn back around either. Oh, the Stasis. Just catching 2 Roaches. And the natural base, it looks like it has been broken. Solar, he busts in. Get into the mineral line. Defiring the gateways. Picking off the probes. And Hupsaiya, he just can't really do much here. Just being torn apart. Trying to make his final stand at the 3rd. The shield battery just now finishing up. Ah, but it's too late. It's too little too late. Solar started stepping forward. Gets into the Immortal. And GG, well played. Solar will take game number 1. GG. Again, nothing too fancy out of Solar. He was just droning up, freely mining. His economy wasn't really punished either. The Oracles never harassed the mineral lines. That is something that we did notice. There was just no harassment with the Oracles. We saw a little bit of adept movement at the start of the game, but outside of that, really we saw Hupsaiya was focusing. Hupsaiya was just focusing on his main push instead, but alas, wasn't able to fully get it going. And with that, GG. GG, well played. Solar takes game 1. Solar does take game 1, and now we're going to be loading into game 2 on Amygdala. Let's go. Getting into game 2, a map that we've only casted once before. This is the map which has a very short rush distance by ground, especially once the rocks get knocked down, but it has these center gold bases, which we have seen come into play that one time we did cast this map. I guess technically second time. I think the first time we casted this map, it was just an all-in. Just like proxy hatch. But we'll see. We shall see. As we are getting into game 2. And we'll see if our Protoss has something cheeky in store for us. I hope so. As spawning in the top right-hand corner of Amygdala, we have the South Korean Zerg player, the Red Zerg, representing his new team, Team Falcons. It is Solar. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the American Protoss player, the Blue Protoss, representing Sidestorm Gaming. It is Hupsaiya. It is not Matt, but it's all good. Let's go. And us go. So we are going to be settling in. And again, one of the big features of this map is this center location. We have gold bases on both ends, and likewise we have a wall. So many walls of rocks covering the entire center attack path. Of course, they can be knocked down. You can then gain access to punishing the gold and pushing forward from there. We'll see if we can get into that game state. As my eyes are on this probe. Whoa, what's up? What's going on? There we go. Probe just on a bit of a break, does now move out and is poised to scout? Question mark? I'm curious. Okay, yeah. Just a bit of a delayed scouting probe, it's all good. Is making its way in. Standard hatch gas pool opener out of Solar. Hupsaiya does eventually confirm. Okay, the probe was looking a little bit suspicious, but it was just taking a break. You know, it's oh no. Taking a moment to breathe before diving into enemy territory. It's fine. It's fine. As the probe does dive in. Back at home, gate expand into Cybercore. Standard opener. Everything so far looking as it should. Probe does dip out. And again, last game we didn't really see anything too special out of Solar, outside of course being committed on 3 bases with purely Roach Ravager, which is why my eyes are going to be mainly on Hupsaiya. Back at home is going to be a Stargate opener once again. Last game it was just triple Oracle into a third into a pretty standard setup. I was saying earlier, of course, that Hupsaiya wasn't really harassing though. He wasn't able to really punish the economy of Solar whatsoever. Whether it was with Adept harass or Oracle harass, he just never really embraced that sort of thing. Went for these main pushes instead, which Solar was able to deflect and overwhelm. So we'll see if Hupsaiya does change his approach. For now, looking quite similar to last game. Looking similar to game 1. Oh, never mind. It is a Void Ray first. Okay. You have my attention. It's going to be Void Ray opener out of Hupsaiya. With this, he can hunt down the Overlords, and he can try to go for some hidden tech. From here, it can be a second Stargate, can be a faster Twilight Council, can be just an Oracle into a third. But I feel like the onus is on Hupsaiya to do something crazy. So I'm here for it. It's being active. Void Ray has arrived, hunts down the Overlord, and okay, it is going to be the Oracle follow-up. It's looking quite normal, which is why we cancel the Oracle. We throw down another Stargate. Okay, so Void Ray into Oracle. This should lead into a third, and should lead into like a second Oracle, and into a standard kind of game state. It should. We'll see. There's that third. On the way. Solar amassing Lings. Now, the downside of this opener here from Hupsaiya is that he's going to have a lower Oracle count early on, which means if the Void Ray and the first Oracle aren't quite in position, Solar can abuse that. And he's moving out. He's moving out with those Lings. Likewise, Void Ray does push towards the north, Oracle towards the south, and that means his third base is exposed. And the third is exposed. Lings, they dive in, going for the shield battery, going for the expansion itself. Oh, does he get this around? Ooh, he's going to get one. We'll get the first to death. Meanwhile, back at home, that is a Flea Pekin. So Hupsaiya, he is rushing into Sky Toss, does defend his third base, will lose the shield battery, but does save the base itself. And is working towards either Tempest or Carrier. Both are viable. We'll see which one he commits to. And again, the reason why something like this can work is thanks to the Void Ray, scouting is denied. Ideally, scouting is denied. And Solar's in the dark. And with the Oracle follow-up as well, it looks normal, looks standard. Let's move that across the map. Lings counterattack once again, going for the middle line, but Adepts are in position. Good movement here by Hupsaiya. He's keeping up. Tempest production has begun. Ooh, and Solar going for the lair, also going for Overlord Speed. I'm curious if this is for something like a Queen push, or if Overlord Speed is only for scouting across the map. It would make sense, just because of the limited information that Solar has, but at the same time, because of Solar's expansion pattern, he's expanding towards his opponent, spreading a lot of creep. I mean, Solar, he's already halfway across the map. He's making links. He's going for an all-in. Yeah, Solar, he's going for the all-in. How many queens does he have? 7. It's going to be Roach's Lings, 7 queens. And he's pushing. He's going to be pushing, just getting a couple of final final injects before committing. And before Hupsaiya can really embrace the Tempest, the army is here. The Adepts, no, they get caught out. Shield battery's out of range. A couple of Adepts do fall. And here come the queens. Here come the roaches. Tempests are revealed. And can Hupsaiya hold on? Lings, they're busting into the mineral line. Roach is pushing forward as well. They shut down the shield batteries. But with 2 Tempests, I mean, the Tempests, they can clean this up. Okay, queens are backing up. And the roaches, they have not done enough. They do not get into the mineral line. So far, so good. Hupsaiya, he's holding. Yeah, Solar, he has to retreat. Races back. And now Solar's not in the best economic position. Spire is almost done, though. He's working towards Corruptors. Gonna have to be Corruptor Queen. Oracle from behind. Tempest pushing in. Solar trying to reinforce with things, trying to keep the army pinned back home. Solar trying to sneak up on the Tempest. Oh, Hupsaiya does pull away. Oracle into the main. Corruptors are in production. Hupsaiya's holding his own, but once the Corruptors pop out, there's not that much support for the Tempest. We need Void Rays. Speaking of, Void Ray production has begun. Hupsaiya, he's getting there. He needs that support. Meanwhile, Solar now happily joining, getting up to 80 workers. Getting up to 4 base saturation. And now Solar can focus on his anti-air. Corruptors moving out. Solar hunting for Tempest. Let's find the expansion. Sharking around. Oh! Now there are 3 Void Rays, so diving on the Tempest not going to be as easy. That's where Solar's going to need something like a Hive for those parasitic bombs, for the Vipers. Solar knocking down those rocks, pushing forward. Building up more Corruptor. Does catch the Oracle. Gets an Oracle, gets a Void Ray. Solar does respect the Prismatic Alignment. Does back off. A nice stasis here on the Roaches. But Prismatic Alignment now is on cooldown. Has been spent. And the Queens are pushing forward. Not quite. Solar building up his Ravager count. Again, he's ignoring Hive Tech. He wants to end the game here and now. He's maxed. He is maxed out. Dives in, gets one, gets two Void Rays. Massive pickoffs. Ravager's also on the way. Just have 14 Corruptors. And there's only 2 Void Rays left. On the Biles! Oh my god, they take down the final Void Ray! Now only Tempest, now no more kiting. Solar, he can commit. GG gets called, he breaks the third, and Solar will take the series 2-0. GG. Oh my god. GG, well played. Solar will take it. I mean, shout out to Hupsaiya. Hupsaiya, he was able to blindly survive the initial push. If you remember, he rushed into Tempest, which is ideal against a Roach Ravager Queen all-in that we saw at the start of the game, or a Roach Queen all-in. So he did survive it. Alas, Solar was able to buy enough time to get into his own Corruptor production and still snowball from there. He still had the greater economy, still had momentum on his side, and Hupsaiya just wasn't able to hold on from there. GG. GG, well played. Solar will take the series, will advance on to the quarterfinals, and the question becomes, does he have an opponent? Oh boy, who's up next? Exclamation mark, be in the chat if you guys want to have a look at the back yourselves. Let us switch our scenes over.